Guys, is this thing on?
Oh, shut up. Whatever.
Presenting the Dead I Overshare podcast.
Just say it.
What is up, besties? It is your host, Zoe, and I am back with another fucking video on the Did I Overshare podcast today. So happy to be with you guys today, and let me just fucking say this to my Pride Month. I love Pride Month, and I hope you guys are loving it too. For all the bisexuals with a straight boyfriend, for everybody out there, happy fucking Pride Month. You need to fucking be so fucking lit this month and shove it in everybody's fucking face. I'm sorry. I feel like it's a rite of passage, okay? I just wanted to say that before we got into the damn video. Life has been going. I hope your guys' life has been going as well. Going good, dare I say. But yeah, I don't really have anything to really get into. Nothing much has been happening. Just waiting for the day my podcast can be my job. Just waiting for the day. I love doing a podcast. But today is, I wouldn't say a heavy episode, but more so, it's on the topic of religion and spiritual psychosis. The whole episode is spiritual psychosis. And you know, what it is, and how I've seen it, and just a whole bunch of different shit. So let me actually look it up, because I didn't look up the actual definition. So let me do that. So I don't sound crazy. Okay. Spiritual psychosis, also known as religious or mystical psychosis, is a state where spiritual or religious experiences become overwhelming and lead to a breakdown in the ability to distinguish between reality and spiritual perceptions. It's characterized by symptoms similar to those of a psychotic episode, but specifically linked to a spiritual or religious belief. It can include delusions, hallucinations, distorted thinking or perception, emotional disturbances, and yeah. So basically, what I think I wanted to get into this episode, because I've been seeing it so much, and it's something I feel like I have a lot of knowledge in. I've dealt with it a lot, especially when I first started getting into my personal practices years ago. Ooh, girl. Let me just say, grounding, before I get in, grounding is the key to all of this, okay? Grounding is the key to all of this. But I think you need to ground in your day-to-day life, even if you aren't religious, okay? All religions have spiritual psychosis, or the people in these so-called religions have it. I think most of them do, all at different points. Some don't, and that's okay, but I feel like a lot of them do. And I believe I see it the most in spiritualism, whether that be you practices different types of spiritualism, or in Christianity. And those two are the places I see it the most, and I'm just like, ooh. So some symptoms personally I can say that are different than the online ones is feeling detached, overly clinging to a belief to where it's brought up in every single conversation, and struggling to differentiate, I can never say that damn word, spiritual insight versus reality. And that's the kicker. And another big thing with grounding is discernment. And if you don't know what discernment is, let me give you the Google definition. Discernment. Okay, Google says the ability to judge well, period. But in Christian context, perception in the absence of judgment with a view to obtain spiritual guidance and understanding. That was a hucklebaloo of words. But yeah, discernment for me is whether it's me figuring out if something's meant for me or not. If I'm supposed to be listening to this, if I'm supposed to be ignoring this, if I'm even supposed to be paying attention to this. Not everything is worth your energy. You need to have discernment in every area of your life. Whether you should be hanging out with these people, talking to them, telling them these informations. Trust that gut feeling. And I think discernment and your gut feelings are really connected, to be honest. But you need to have discernment to know when something is meant for you versus when something's not meant for you. Not everything is a message, okay? Not every angel number you see is a sign. And sometimes if it is, it's not always a fucking good one. Not every tarot reading you see come across your For You page is meant for you, or it's a sign, or something you need to even be entertaining. Not every single thing you see is meant for you. It's not a calling for you. It's not always that, okay? Know that, please. But yeah, and I think that's so important, because I feel like nowadays, I especially, I see it a lot, we'll see, angel numbers on, license plates and everything. It's a sign. it's a sign. I seen it, and it's like, girl, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not. And I also catch myself doing this, especially when I'm really looking for an answer. I try to think everything is the answer, and that's not the case, you know? If I don't know something, I feel like I don't know something for a reason, and I really just need to vibe with that, which is personally so hard for me to do because I want to know everything. I'm very much one of those people who need to know. It makes me feel better. But why it's so important is it's so important to remind yourself of this because you need to realize that you're a physical being on earth. You need to ground yourself and realize you need to be present. A lot of the higher ups and, powerful things we're talking to or wanting to get messages from, whether it be God, ancestors, the universe, whatever it may be, they are not physical beings. They are not here on earth. They are not feeling what you're feeling or going through what you're going through or living, the day-to-day life. They're not. You have to realize that you are a physical being, right? And you need to be present, but you also need to be aware enough if you are tapped in on the spiritual side or on the religious side. You need to have balance. You need to know the power of both and what comes with both. But spiritual psychosis can literally send you to the hospital. It can literally give you a sickness. It can literally kill you. And I think we don't talk about that enough. A lot of people die from spiritual psychosis. And I'm gonna talk about that soon. But being taught so many different things quickly is so dangerous, and especially I feel like this is happening a lot with social media. I think for most it all really peaked during quarantine for a lot of us because we were just on our phones, and I feel like that is when everything kind of hit. But being taught so many different things is dangerous. It's important to question things. Know that you need to be questioning things, and I'm not even talking at this point. I'm not even only talking about religion, right? You need to question everything in your life. You need to question the acts of others. And I feel like that really helps you understand what's right, what's wrong, and what you like, So many people at the masses are being taught how to astral project, how to quantum jump, how to manifest, talk to spirits, pray, talk to deities, and so many more things so quick, yet no one ever learns about the practice or learns how to protect themselves, it can be so dangerous because I feel like I'm going to be so honest and I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys. I've never had this experience except for then. When I first started getting into it during quarantine, I literally had no protection on myself. I was just talking to any spirit and, communicating. And that led me to have a crazy ass experience with one. Like, it was insane. I'm not really going to go into detail, but just know discernment, protection, everything is real. Even when you're speaking to God, like, there's so many different things you need to do to protect yourself. You need to be intentional. Intent is everything. And you might not agree with everything I'm saying in this episode, but like I said, question things, be open to it, right? Because that's how we learn. I'm not always right. And even if I agree with what I'm saying and you're not, you need learn from it, right? Even if it's your own religion, in my opinion, because questioning things allows for more understanding and insight to what you really want to know. And it's always good to have discernment and be like, hey, I may not relate to this or connect to this specific type of thing and or practice. And on the other hand, hey, I may relate to this one way more. I'm actually excited that I just learned about this. But you have to understand people die from spiritual psychosis. Whether that be from bad spell work they're engaging in, talking to spirits they should not be engaging in, doing closed practices, which is a big one. The practices and rituals you always see on social media, some of those are closed, okay? Some of those are closed. And sometimes it is at the fault of the people posting them. They don't make that clear. These people should not even be posting these to the masses. So it's extremely important to learn what you are doing before you do anything, right? And always get confirmation. Like for me, what I practice is closed. It's a closed practice, okay? So it would be different. Like, I wouldn't just go post about my spell work and what I'm communicating with my ancestors for everybody to know, because it's not for everybody to know. It's not. And everybody else has that. Now, there are some that are open practices and everybody's able to learn. But now bigger religions have different issues, okay? A lot of people turn to these things when they can't accept something in themselves. And And now I'm not saying all, because myself, I believe that religion is beautiful. Know that. And oh my gosh, I love practicing. But have you ever met someone that's just horrible and they just did some horrible shit and now they're fully extremely religious on either side, right? Sometimes for people it's a cover up. It's a cop out. So you need to have discernment as well with that. Who the fuck are you listening to? And are they genuinely a good person? Are they? No matter what they practice, are they a good person? Because some people just go to the extremes. Like, I remember in one of my episodes, I was talking about how a lot of the Catholic people I've met were the worst people and most hateful people ever. And I still stand by that because I went to Catholic high school. And I hold myself to that, like I just said, because they were like, religion is supposed to be a guide to love, in my honest opinion. It should not be used as a cover up to mask who you really are, which is why I bring it up. Because, you know what, I don't care. In politics, I get so confused when I see so many, like, religious people support certain things or support certain people. Because in my head, none of those practices are made with love. Because in my head, personally, is that not the goal? Even if we all don't agree, can't we just be good and loving humans? Like, I know that's asking for a lot, especially nowadays. That's asking for a lot. And I want to make this clear. I have met some amazing people that practice, especially like in Catholic school. Like, I loved my priest the most, like, to be honest, because even if he didn't agree with me, he didn't bash me, he didn't make faces, he didn't outwardly judge me, he didn't talk about me, he didn't repeat anything I said, which is what most I've met do. He accepted that you were different and we were all ultimately a child of God on our own path, and he prayed for you and supported you. And I really hope this all makes sense. But certain people do certain things, like some people in spiritualism or that practice those spells, they practice really heavy, dark shit, and it's simply, but that's a cover up for who they are as a person. Like, I think every religion has this. There's always people that go to it to try to make them a better person rather than actually becoming a better person. Or some people just use it as a cover up to say, hey, I can't be racist, I'm a Christian. What? I can't be a rapist, I'm a Christian. Yeah, no, buddy, that's not how that works. That's not. I'm sorry. I'm actually not sorry. That is not how that fucking works, okay? It is not. And I want to make this clear now. If you are using a religion to cover up any part of your identity, are you truly even in that religion? Are you even allowing yourself to be you? Are you even truly practicing, right? Are you even truly, like, you're not practicing what you preach at this point. Because you can go to church every Sunday, or you can meditate however many times, but if you are still a hateful person on the inside, what's going to change? What is going to change? But, like, overall, spiritual psychosis is so real, and it can have so many insane consequences and so many amazing ones. Some people are not happy inside, and this is something I had to realize lately. Some people are not happy inside, and they want you to feel that. Misery loves fucking company, okay? And sometimes you gotta work back. You gotta work back, even if you are. And I had to teach myself this. Even if I am working in love and light, and I don't want to do certain things, sometimes I have to. Sometimes I have to, practice certain things, because grounding myself enough, I know I need to respect myself, and I know I need to love myself, and practice what I preach, which is love, safety, and a whole bunch of other things. And that's what I do. But I also allow myself to be open to every religion. I think I understand most religions because I'm just like, hey, because ultimately in my head, this might sound stupid to some, but in my head personally, I think they're all connected regardless, right? We all have one greater hope. Now, I think there's bad people in every religion. There's always people to demonize in every single religion. But, I mean, we're humans. We're going to make mistakes. We're not all good. We're not all bad, right? But it's good when you can have perspective of it, right? When you can see the good and bad, you can see the flaws and realize, oh, these people are just like me. We are normal, but I see them striving to be a better person, right? I feel like if your religion is not making you a better person, or your practice is not making you a better person, why are you doing it? Because you grew up like that? Because your parents are doing it? And there's so much judgment casted on it nowadays. So it's like when we do start to branch out and, learn something new, we go all in, which can lead to spiritual psychosis as well. And I am so grateful of the like religious dynamic I grew up in personally, because my parents were both atheists, and one was agnostic, one was atheist. So I didn't really have any direction. So I had so many different experiences and so many opportunities to learn about so many different things. And like Catholic school, I did learn about so much, and I'm so grateful for that. And I learned about so many other religions, and I just kind of allowed myself to be like, hey, what do I want to do? What do I want to practice? Because I practice an all-loving God and someone who I look up to. There is a greater power, but I also follow my ancestors' footsteps, and I allow them to guide me and stuff like that. So I allow myself to be all over the spectrum, but every single practice I do, I go in with love, right? I always strive for my greatest good for everybody else's greatest good. And I think, is that not the purpose? And that's what helps me in spiritual psychosis, which is realizing not everything's meant for me. It is on me to question, ultimately, to question who I am, what I want to be, and what's going to come from this, right? But yeah, life can be beautiful when you're grounded, and questioning things allows you to see a bigger picture a lot of the time and see what someone else may be thinking and are feeling and why they believe that. Like I said, it's great to question and learn why your neighbor thinks what they do and believes what they do. You should not be bashing anybody else's religion. Now, can we be honest and point out some flaws? There's flaws in every single practice out there, right? And there's a lot of cop-outs in every single fucking practice around there. Those, I think we can point out, and that's different. That's different from bashing a whole religion. Truly, it is. And speaking facts is different from bashing a religion. Realize that. But just because you are religious and or practice something, that does not mean you are a good person. Like I said, everything is about intent. And a lot of the times we can catch ourselves in a spiritual psychosis. Okay? Like I said, it comes in so many different forms. But yeah, that was today's episode. I hope you understood what I was saying and you learned anything from this. I had fun with today's episode, to be honest. But yeah, I don't really have much to talk about. Nothing else. I will hit you guys up next week. Don't know what episode's going to be next week, but that's all in the journey, okay? And yeah, I want some air for my car. It's hot as fuck here in North Carolina, okay? It is hot as fuck. But yeah, happy Pride Month, bitches. And I love you so much. And I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.